Good evening. Welcome to the evening news. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. The presidency has cleared the air on the controversy over the 573 billion naira received by states, saying the fund is a World Bank loan which the federal government guaranteed and not a grant. The clarification was made through a senior special assistant to the president of media and publicity, Temitope Ajayi, while reacting to remarks by some governors that they did not collect any money from the federal government except the World Bank loan. He maintained that the federal government paid the states the money and the 573 billion naira is actually the second tranche, noting that the first tranche was paid last year. Ajayi explained that the issue of whether it was a grant or a loan should not be at the center of discussion, but rather how the money can assist in the country's development. Vice President Kashim Shettima has blamed the vandalism on infrastructure and looting of public and private facilities in some parts of the north by protesters on poor leadership, corruption, and poverty in the region. The vice president spoke at the graduation ceremony of 20 indigent pupils of Awa Memorial School, where he was represented by a special advisor on political matters, Dr. Akim Baba Ahmad. The vice president said tolerance of the social vices for too long resulted to the breeding of new crop of generation without fear of God and respect for the laws of the land by those who participated in the nationwide protest against economic hardship. Shettima, who noted that the accumulation of too many problems accounted for the destruction of lives and property, admitted the need for a complete overhaul of the system. He, however, challenged parents to be more involved in the lives and upbringing of their children. The federal government has taken another decisive step to boost food security and protect agricultural investments in the country. Special Presidential Assistant Olusegun Dada, who announced the initiative, said it would ensure the safety of farmers who have been increasingly targeted by a violent attack. He further said the government has deployed over 10,000 agro rangers in 19 states and the Federal Capital Territory to offer security to farmers and farmlands. Dada said the agro rangers would mediate in conflict between farmers and herders and prevent the destruction of farmlands across the country. He said government's focus on agriculture as a pillar of national development is further underscored by the anticipated arrival of over 5,000 sophisticated farming equipment which would be distributed to farmers. According to him, the equipment would boost the cultivation of over 10 million hectares of land, aligning with the administration's ambitious goal to enhance food production and curb the rising food inflation crisis. The Senate and the House of Representatives has denied fixing the salaries of their members. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Adeyemi Adaramodu, said the Nigerian Senate is petrified by the tackling story of determining its own salaries and receiving a special fiscal package from the presidency. Also speaking, the deputy spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Philip Agbese, said neither both chambers of the National Assembly nor its management fixed the salaries of lawmakers. Agbese said the former president was using the past to pass judgment on the present. He explained that the current House of Representatives, under the leadership of Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, is concerned about the welfare of Nigerians. On the allegation that President Tinubu gave 100 million naira and 200 million naira to chambers of the National Assembly, Agbese said such a thing did not happen. He said President Tinubu is getting the support of the National Assembly through effective diplomacy and consultation. Meanwhile, a member representing Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore, and Ejigbo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Bamidele Salam, has presented 30 million naira businesses grant to 105 winners of the 2024 Business and Leadership Boot Camp. While presenting the grants to the beneficiaries, Honorable Salam said he has He has a moral burden to support the youth in his constituency to actualize their visions and dreams in life. Honorable Salam congratulated the winners of the grants, noting that it was the outcome of the business and leadership boot camp held in March this year, where 400 young graduates and aspiring entrepreneurs in the constituencies were empowered and equipped with skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in business and leadership. In his lecture on business capital management, the guest speaker and director, Center for Entrepreneurship and Vocational Skills Development, Federal Polytechnic head Dr. Adebayo Mole, enjoined the youth to set clear objectives and utilize the grants to create sustainable and profitable businesses that will be of benefit to them and their communities. 300 low-income women living in underserved communities and for whom socio-economic opportunities are typically out of reach have benefited from the Women Empowerment Program put together by a non-governmental organization, Finlight Grassroots Initiative, in partnership with the Bank of Industry. The executive director of Finlight Grassroots Initiative, Mrs. Enito Kuku Omonijo, said the mission of the organization is to elevate women above poverty line and foster their economic mobility and financial stability. For the 300 women were drawn from Ife East, Ife South, Ife North, and Ife Central and Atakumosa West local government areas of Osun State. Also speaking, FGI Director of Strategy and Implementation, Adeleke Adeleke, said the idea behind the Finlight Grassroots Initiative is to harness the collective strength of local communities and drive meaningful and sustainable change from the ground up, while commissioning the productive assets before they were distributed to the beneficiaries. A director from the Ministry of Women Affairs, Mrs. Olayemisi Oladele, commended the management of Finlight's Grassroots Initiative for creating opportunities for women at the grassroots to live above poverty line. She admonished the beneficiaries to put the productive assets given to them into good use. The Amotekun Security Corps has been commended for their invaluable role in ensuring a peaceful and violence-free Osogbo Festival. In a statement by the Press Secretary, Amotekun Security Network, Osun State, Comrade Lukman Botemi, the Ataoja in council led by Obajimo Olanipekun Laroye II, commended the dedication and professionalism of the Corps Commandant, Dr. Adekunle Omoyele, and the Amotekun operatives, noting that their unwavering commitments to safeguarding the lives and property of festival participants and residents. The statement further emphasized the importance of collaboration between traditional institutions and security agencies in maintaining peace and order within the community. The Ataoja in council therefore pledged their continued support to the Amotekun Security Corps in their efforts to ensure the safety and well-being of all residents of Osogbo. Moving on to sports. Minister of Sports Development John Eno has said the country's apex body has swung into a review process of Nigeria's poor performance at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games as the country looks forward to the Paralympics, which begins this month. Eno, who had earlier commented on Team Nigeria's poor performance at the multi-sport event, took to X to further admit that the outing could have been better. He apologized on what went wrong while looking forward to the Paralympic Games Paris 2024. The minister was appointed about a year ago, also said that the ministry had few months to prepare for the Olympics and other major competitions, while sports federations were more focused on qualifying than preparing for the Olympics. Moving on to the foreign scene. Death toll has risen to 21 after landfill site collapses in Uganda's capital, Kampala. A vast landfill site in the Uganda capital has collapsed, killing at least 21 people as the body count looks set to rise even further. 14 other people were injured when the Kiteze landfill, which serves as a waste disposal site for much of Kampala, collapsed, according to Kampala Capital City Authority At least 2 of the dead were children, while the collapse is believed to have been triggered by heavy rainfall. The precise details of what happened were unclear, but the city authorities said there was a structural failure in waste mass. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson Patrick Onyago said that they had received 21 bodies of victims from the landfill landslide. The Kitezi landfill is on a steep slope in an impoverished part of the city where women and children frequently scavenge plastic waste for income. Meanwhile, Uganda President Yoweri Museveni has ordered an investigation into the incident. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Do join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.